All right. Looks like everything's going well. I thought that thing was way closer than it actually was. Anywho, let's get cracking. I'm getting all this stuff worked out. Cornflowers. So we're gonna get this stuff. I wonder what I should do with deviated honeysuckles. Don't really think there's anything special that you can make with those. Um, yeah, so I don't really know what we're gonna do with the deviated honeysuckles or the deviated coneflowers. We have a decent little amount of them. Um, so I guess I'd be a little curious to see if there was something interesting we could do. But I'm just not 100% sure that there is. So I guess we'll see. In the meantime, we're just gonna keep our crops going here because growing some good crops in this game is pretty freaking important. Crocodile here. I am going to try and tame this crocodile because that's what we should do. The crocodile. You never know. Might have something cool in there. Grade A crocodile with stormchild, thick hides, and acidic meat too. I actually might go ahead and hang on to this one because thick hides too and acidic meat too seem like pretty good stats. Something I might really want. We're gonna hang on to that. We've got some mushies here. Mushy, mushy, mushy. Mushy, mushy. I love the mushies. So many mushies. We'll use these to make fertilizer that we need for the old cucumbers. Get some good cucumbers. Some deviated cucumbers. So we can make us some safety sandwiches. I saw on Reddit the other day on one of those like R rant or R vent or one of those subreddits that there was this person that was like, I hate it when people say sandwich instead of sandwich. It drives me insane. And I thought, that is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, how can somebody not saying the word, but saying a totally reasonable, like, thing that people say to describe something be that upsetting to you? Boggled my mind. My mind was boggled. Close that door and pick these cucumbers. We got 4 deviated cucumbers today. They're probably going to give me 4 apiece, which would mean maybe 16 deviated cucumbers. Yeah, is so many. Um, I mean, that's 16 safety sandwiches right there. That's way more than I'm going to need in a given day. That would be like 16 pro mode Leah runs. That's really what I need the foods for, right? I don't need the foods to do like the regular stuff. Um, if I'm just going through my day and beating some hard modes, or even beating pro modes of some of the bosses, like I can just do that without really thinking about it, really a thing. But if I try to do Leah Pro mode, just racking a safety sandwich or something to help myself maybe not die as often, it's going to be a good idea. There we go. We got all our cukes in there. Just going to go get our corns. Let's see how goats are doing. Goat. 47%, 47%, 47%, 47%, 47%, 47%. We got plenty of food and water. We'll go ahead and drop some honeysuckles in here. Since I have the extra honeysuckles, and it doesn't look like um, when you put food inside of this trough, it looks to me like it doesn't spoil at all, which is friggin' awesome. I think that's a great change because the spoil timer of 24 hours just makes that um, sort of prohibitive for more casual players who maybe aren't getting on every single day. Because then, how are they ever going to raise animals, especially because you can lose tameness by not keeping your animals fed? That can turn into a huge friggin' problem. So, definitely a good deal to have that. It's weird we didn't get any deviated corns. I don't really care about that. It's totally fine. Need the corn as corn for the most part anyway. But still kind of weird. I also feel like maybe I should come up with something other than just this corn to grow in here. Maybe something I can do every other day or something like that. Because I've got way more corn oil than I actually need. 36 rows of corn. It's a pretty extreme amount. Honestly, 36 rows of anything is a pretty extreme amount for me as a solo. So I want to maybe look into some other foods. For example, I think my mushrooms, my cucumbers, and my corn all use the same amount of light and water. And if that's the case, then that means that I could put them all in there, right? So that's a 36 slot. So if I just put 12 corns, 12 cucumbers, 12 mushrooms, well, so the mushrooms and cucumbers, I guess I probably need lots of because the cucumbers, um, I need lots of cucumbers because if I don't have lots of cucumbers, then I can't. Um, Oops. If I don't have lots of cucumbers, then I can't get a lot of deviated cucumbers. So I probably at least need a half of a full structure just for those cukes. But other than that, probably use a little too much of my farming space on each of these. You know, I could grow like wheat and corn in the same one, something like that. You don't have lots of cucumbers, can't have lots of pickles. That's right. And who doesn't want lots of pickles? No, I want lots of pickles. I love pickles. There. Disassembly bench, disassemble all that. What are we looking at on the weight? Okay, so we probably got some heavy stuff. I actually think I might have, actually know that I have crocodile. We're gonna keep that crocodile. I'm actually pretty happy about that crocodile. What's up, party wizard? How are you today? All right, let's go get our gathering run in Blackfell all done here real quick. Just some things that we got to do every single day. We really need doing. Chilling on a work break. There you go. Don't just take your regular breaks. Make sure you get you some unofficial breaks too. Fuck 'em. Get it from the gas station. Is it like yesterday's sushi from the fridge? Probably shouldn't be eating it. Dun, 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 dun. I have to make more bullets too. It's crazy how many bullets I go through with this sniper rifle versus how many bullets I go through with my bolt action rifles. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right, Party Wizard? Sometimes you gotta eat the questionable meats just to see. Just to see if you can handle it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I've been playing freaking Ark too much. I see this little crack down here and I'm like, ooh, I wonder if I could get down in there. I want to go build my base in there. Ark is imploding right now. I can't. I can't even. That's so sad, dude. So sad. Exactly. It's a rat hole. It actually might be a rat hole. That would be a really funny joke. That some survival games that aren't Ark could implement little holes like that. They could actually have little rats coming out of them or something because it's a rat hole. That would be a hilarious jab. Freaking hilarious. So freaking funny. There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Bully of Tea. Wind blew harder, bow it down below, my bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. Getting all my platinum crystals. I bet you I got a bunch of platinum crystals. I don't really ever use them. I need to go ahead and do some more calibrating though. And I need to see about getting some armor that is made with a special like skin, leather or wool or whatever, because I don't have any special armor right now. I never made it. And before we move into pro mode, I'd like to get everything going, at least on its calibration. The thing that's holding me back from calibration right now is Stardust Source. Primary reason for that is I'm not doing any boss grinding or anything because, you know, we're not on pro mode yet. So once we get to pro mode, we'll do some boss grinding, some silo grinding, some stuff like that. We should get plenty of source to do all of our calibrations fairly easily there. And once we do that, then we won't have any trouble getting through. Oh, you know, refineries are pretty decent for Stardust. I haven't done any of those either. Probably should keep my eyes out. For people running those, I've got I think you're right. I think acid, Stardust Source, and fuel are all big deals for those refineries. I think you are correct. My camera's going wonky right now. What are you doing, camera? Please stop going crazy. Look at all these bullets bouncing around, killing all these nerds. Honestly, really friggin' hilarious. I'm really kind of happy that I went ahead and got this blue little bounce streak. I very much enjoy being able to see my bounces better. Pretty cool. That's just the bathrooms. Don't really need to go in there. Ba-do, ba-do, ba-do-do. Biddly-doo, biddoo-doo. Picking up all the stuff. Picking up all the stuff. So I've done some more looking into Dune Awakening, and it's really looking like that's going to be a pretty great game. Um, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think it's going to be a great game because you have PvE zones where you'll be building your primary bases, and these PvE zones will just be strictly PvE, and they'll be extremely constant. But the thing that interests me the most is the deep desert, which is where all the PvP and endgame stuff happens, is going to be wiped and procedurally generated once a week. So there is basically no ability for even the really hardcore players to totally map that thing out every week and to know where all of the resources are and to know where, everything that you might want to do is. Which means that smaller groups of players or solo players, stuff like that, have an opportunity to find locations where they can get a leg up that the bigger groups just don't know about, because it's going to be a huge, huge play space. Now, it's my understanding that you are going to be able to build out there. So you are going to be able to build like temporary bases for extracting resources and, basically having a FOB, a forward operating base, out there in the deep desert. But again, every week when the wipe comes and the rearranging, the procedural generation happens, it's going to wipe all the structures out there as well. So there's no ability to build up in a PvP zone to a point where nobody can raid you. Which is going to be really, really cool for the PvP aspect of the game. Now, again, you're not going to really need to raid people's bases a lot because mostly they'll be taking all their stuff back to their main base, but there is going to be a travel time. Right? And so the fewer trips you can ultimately make, the more efficiently you're going to be able to get your resources back to your base. And so people are not going to want to be coming back with every single load of resources that they get, right? They're going to want to build up a little bit and then make one big trip back because it's easier to fend that way. It's easier to, or it's more efficient to move your resources that way. Just a lot of stuff like that. And so there's going to be very little reason to believe that there's no resources inside of a base. And if you're keeping track of your enemies, then I think you'll be able to know when the good times to hit them are, right? Just like real life criminals casing a bank or something like that, or knowing that deposits always go in on Friday, or, whatever it is, and then hitting a business or something like that right when they're the most flush with cash, right? Casinos are exceptionally vulnerable during like holidays and stuff like that because more people come to gamble, so they have more cash on hand. And so the same thing is going to be true of enemies out in the deep desert in Dune Awakening, which is going to make this kind of cool dynamic of, maybe most of the time it's a waste of time to try and raid somebody's deep desert base. But if you know the people you're raiding and you've been tracking them well enough, and you understand their schedule, maybe their path, then you could plan sort of like a heist and take them out, either take out their supply run or take out their base and steal their supplies that way. I think it's going to add a really interesting dynamic to the game. Um, and it's going to make a lot more people enjoy the game in sort of the same way I normally enjoy those PvP experiences, which is I like the tension of people being able to attack me while I'm just doing stuff, not necessarily all the PvP things. And so there is going to be value in paying attention, right? Making sure people aren't following you, making sure people. Are you shooting at me? Who is it? Somebody I know? It's not somebody I know. Okay. Making sure people aren't following you and stuff like that. And it's going to create opportunity for you to maybe even get comfortable, right? Like maybe you make 4 or 5 runs and nobody attacks you, and you're all comfortable, like, oh, we're totally safe, we'll just do our runs. And then you don't pay attention one time, and then somebody comes and murks you and takes all your stuff. I think it's just going to be really, really interesting. I'm pretty excited about the whole dynamic. I'm pretty excited to play that game. We may have to consider, I don't know whether or not there are tons of people in this chat who are interested, because I know that it is a PvP game, and a lot of people who watch my streams aren't necessarily interested in PvP, but it is a lot of optional PvP. And so we might. I still have an electronics grabber. I do good. But we might be able to create sort of a two-pronged guild or something. And some of us go out and do some PvP stuff and try and get the resources from the deep desert, and some of us hang back and play a little more cozy style. We just gather resources and build cool shit and that stuff. I don't know. We'll have to look into it. Or maybe the best option will be for me to just run around solo. Maybe the best option won't even be to stream the game. Really don't know. Looks like we're going to be getting the game at the end of May. So, 2 months from now, a little over 2 months from now. All right. Got our resource run in here. Disassembly bench. Boop, boop. All right. Let's go into all these Press my H. I have so very many resources in all of these boxes. I feel like they've made it even easier to get resources now. I don't ever feel like I'm struggling. Engineering plastic and some wool. Oop. And some wool. We good. All right. You know what I didn't make is I didn't make. I'm all out of water. Okay. Craft up some water so that I can make my teas. Wait for that for a minute. We'll hit up this bed real quick and get all healed up. Hey, who doesn't want to sleep out in the sun? Take a nap, get rejuvenated. Now they're all complaining about my walls. We need to get some tungsten, probably, for calibrations. Oh, this one still needs one more. That's crazy. I'll have to do that before I worry about this one anymore. We need just under 200 more Stardust Source. Then we can get our last calibration on here. Should be good. Now let's check out what we're looking at in the calibration department. I probably need to get rid of all these purples. Honestly, I need to go through these just sort of in general. Because one of the big problems I have is that once we get to the end of a season, I have too many and I don't want to go through them anymore. And so that creates a pretty big problem for me. So I need to go through them sort of as I go and decide which ones I want. Like this one is really bad. This is multiple percentages, like 4 or 5% below the potential maximum. So even though it's precision, double weak spot, which I think is a good combo, I'm going to get rid of it because that's just not a good one. And I need to really start looking to get really good ones. We've got rapid shot with double elemental. Again, probably great for the jaws, but we're looking at about 3% short here. So we're going to get rid of that one. That one's got unmatched. Here we have rapid shot, 6.4, 10.8. Yeah, see, that's pretty bad too. Crit damage, crit rate. No. Crit rate. Pretty bad one. Overflow style. When reloading, load extra ammo equal to 50% of the shots fired within 10 seconds. From the last magazine, the extra ammo gains attack plus 10%. Extra ammo cannot exceed 100% capacity. With really high weak spot, really low weak spot. Yeah, so I don't think that one's probably very good. That one's short. That one's sort of mismatched and also really short. 8% is max, 10.7 is only 1.3% off. This is probably the first one we're going to keep right here because it's only 1.3% off of its maximum. Because it is maxed out on the upper, which is pretty good. This one's super short. This one's 1.4 and another 0.6. That's 2% off. We'll make 2% like our cutoff. If it's less than 2%, then we'll keep them. Heavy style, elemental crit rate. That one's mix matched. That one's mix matched. Crit crit. That one's bad. Damage crit rate. So even though that's mismatched, might be worth, but it's a lot off on the damage. Let's see, 1.4. That's mismatched. That's mismatched. 1.2 off. 0.8 off. So that's exactly 2% off. 1 off. Nope, that's a lot off. 0.5 and 0.1. See, there you go. That's a good one. That's only 0.6 off of max. With elemental damage, with precision. This is probably actually really, really good for the new crossbow. This is 0.9 and 0.4, so 1.3 off. So portable with double weak spot. Also probably pretty good for the crossbows. Probably not the new crossbow, but a crossbow. 0.9 and 1.7, so this one is not good enough. Perfect. And now we can disassemble all those. We have way fewer mods or calibration blueprints that we're taking with us that way. And I just feel much happier keeping that stuff that way. Now we have a much higher crit rate on our bounce also, which is going to be great for us. That higher crit rate is really going to increase our damage. It's almost another 10% crit rate on our bounce, which is baller. Yep, my vending machine got removed. It was inactive. Womp womp. Let's take these out. Let's make ourselves some fruit tea. Let's make a bunch of it. And then let's freaking make a fridge. Why don't I have a freaking refrigerator? What am I thinking, y'all? Put the refrigerator right at the foot of the bed? Because, you know, who doesn't want to have the refrigerator right at the foot of the bed? I have claimable scenario rewards. Nice. Personally, I love the idea of having a refrigerator at the foot of my bed. Look in the vault. Oops. Oh, good. So they did give me everything I need to remake. Then they gave me my Xeno purifier that I was trying to sell. So whenever I feel like going and remaking my vending machine, I can just take it all out of there and make that happen. How do I have on the steel? I need to make some more ammo. Steel sniper rifle ammo. Do it. Oops. Let's make that happen. That'll be like a good 2 days worth, so. Good there. Maybe even 3 days. We shoot a lot of bullets. Like a lot of bullets. Broke my legs. I broke my legs. Weird ass cat making weird ass noises. Alright, let's claim some of these. Let's go sell. Oop. Ooh, and it's a high risk one. This might be fun. Let's go do this real quick. Let's go open this up and invite everybody. Oh, well, there's shepherds in the high risk one. Nice. I want to ride my bicycle. Oh, enemies. Where are you? Oh, there was a button we had to press. Whoopsie. Apparently this dude's getting all the enemies over on that side. Where's all my enemies? I want to shoot. Bounce is so good. Okay, I was having just a little bit of trouble hitting that guy. Some of these people have some builds on them. Yeah, raffle stomping enemies. Oh, snap. Ooh, he almost died. That was a close one. Pew pew. I took a ton of that void enemy's little floaty orbs right in the face. That almost went very poorly. Back to base here. We ought to be close to the lunar event. Yep, we are. Get filled up on health, then we'll go take our beverages and stuff. And yeah, just go see about clearing some things up here. Started getting cold again. I'm not happy about it. It's a little chilly right now. And I would like for it to just not. All right, I think I got all those in. Phew. Oh, I didn't move to World 1. Everybody else normally is. Might make this a little tough. 100% sure. Okay, now. Thought that thing was more directly above me. I didn't realize it was so far back here. Alright. Holy cow. This is some tough stuff. Being out here all by myself. Normally there's so many people running around killing things that you just don't notice how many enemies there really are. And then you get out here on your lonesome. There ain't nobody to back you up. All of a sudden, there's a whole lot of shit going on. Okay. We good. We good. Things are getting a little close around here. We're gonna make it. Nothing bad's gonna happen. Let's see what level this one is. I'm just gonna get the 120s. Because yesterday a problem I was having was getting enough whispers to keep getting all the chests, and then I'd get to a 120. I wouldn't have enough, and so I'd go and try and get some, and then I'd come back and it wouldn't be a 120 chest anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and stop getting all the shitty ones. We'll just get the 120 chests. Goodness gracious. Oh no. So many enemies attacking from so far away around here. Alright, not gonna worry about going into there, because there's nothing in there. We'll just drag any enemies that see me over to where these bosses and stuff are. Oh, that's one of the big bads there. Yep. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat this person on my own. One of the other problems with coming out here in a world where there's not a lot of people is these freaking guys rip you apart. Okay, well, it looks like I got away. I'm not gonna worry about that thing. Why am I losing sanity? I had eaten a tea. Give me my sanity back. Gosh. Need to put my... There we go. Gotta get those activators on my hotbar. Okay. This has actually gone quite a bit better than I expected. I just haven't found any of the good chests yet. And that's sort of making me sad. There was a 120 chest right at the beginning of this run, but I didn't quite have enough whispers for it yet. So I left it and I kept going. Yeah, I didn't do it on purpose, Damien. Something I was running into yesterday was I was eventually getting to the 120 chests and not having enough stuff to open them. So I was only ever getting the shitty chests. I wanted to stop that. So I decided that I would only take the 120 chests again. And now I'm not even seeing any 120 chests, which is great. Okay, asshole. I've never actually played through this scenario, so I didn't know you needed something special. Yeah, you gotta get the... I'll show you here in just a sec. You get these whispers. Lunar whispers. They look sort of like the dog deviation. And you can get them from any enemy. Yeah, there you go. I've got 419 of them right now. They don't last very long. So there's something that you sort of need to build up during the lunar cycle where you're actually going to use them. You get a ton from elite enemies. Yeah, so that's exactly the whole thing. Is you lose all your health. But that's just what this visional cycle is. The next visional cycle won't be necessarily the same thing. I honestly really, really enjoy the mechanic. I think it's a pretty good idea. I think they did a good job. I honestly think that they implemented this one fairly well. I think it's the right amount of time. You know, it doesn't take up the whole time. So I'm not constantly fighting these incredibly hard enemies every time I try and do something. It's very rewarding. It's got cool deviation variants. It's got, good mod rewards. It's got just all kinds of really scenario-specific stuff, which makes me feel good about farming things from the scenario, because I don't know when or if the stuff from this scenario is going to come back. So I feel good about continuing to push to try and, get as much from this scenario as I possibly can. Because if it doesn't come back, then I want to have all of these things because, like I said before, so now I've already gotten that 120. I'm going to go ahead and get these 75s. Because I don't think they change necessarily until enough people pick them up, I think is probably the way it works. I don't think you have to pick them up. I think it's like a global number of times they get picked up. But I could be wrong about that too. But yeah, I think it was really, really well thought out. It's absolutely the right amount of difficulty. And now if you don't like, like you mentioned, you get murked on sanity, and it does make the game considerably harder during these specific hours. And if that's not something you're interested in, this is effectively the new hard mode. So I don't see any problem with just not playing it and playing on the regular. One of the things that does mean, though, is there is some ability to miss out on some stuff if you're unwilling to play the harder content, or you don't want to play the harder content, or you don't like the harder content, because you only get what you get from these in this scenario, divisional cycle. Because of that, so one of the things that they did mention on the permanent servers was that the visional cycle was going to update as the visional cycle changes. So most of the time when changes are made to a scenario, those changes are not going to affect the non-ending servers. I forgot about that dude over there. Most of the time when there are changes to a scenario, they're not going to affect the non-ending servers. They're only going to affect new servers that are being created. But one of the things that is going to affect non-ending servers is as they cycle through that visional wheel or whatever. So as we go from Lunar Oracle to whatever's next, it is actually going to change with the no-ending servers. So if you go into a no-ending server that has a visional wheel, like I'm going to do with this Manibus server, I think it's a good idea to keep a character in there permanently, because then you don't necessarily have to go into new scenarios with the visional wheel and stuff like that if you don't want to. And you can use a character that's got everything that's on your permanent server that is probably just as strong as they can get to farm that visional wheel stuff, so you don't miss out on those rewards. And that character will be able to just continually get stronger and stronger because they're on that no-end server that's just basically sitting in phase 5 or whatever. Why you beat my ass? Let's get some bounce mods. Multi-bounce. Let's see. We got bounce damage, we got great one damage, we got elite damage, and we got HP. Hey, that's a really, really good PvE gear mod. And then we've got multi-bounce with bounce damage, elite, weak spot damage, and damage against great ones. Ooh. That is an incredible one with the sniper. Lots of bonus damages in there. That's a good bossing one, I think. Just gonna open those up without worrying about using controllers. Open up these controller ones. Cool. We're getting lots of mods here. Let's go look in our mods. When we go to armor mods, the first ones we get are some of the ones we get from this lunar thing. So, oh, this one's interesting. So 20% elemental, you get max HP, 8 old one damage, lower HP, higher status, lower HP, higher elemental. That is a good mod. Well, except that you have to have, never mind. You don't want lower HP on the elemental one because you get a bonus 10% for having above 90% HP. So that doesn't actually do any good whatsoever. How silly. How friggin' silly. Let's go in here. I'm sure I've got lots of weapons and stuff that need disassembling. Or was it all armors that I picked up? Must have been all armors. Okay. Disassemble all that. Ugh. We're gonna have to go through so many mods. Is there a way? I guess we can do attribute level and just do everything under a certain attribute level, right? Because these are 4, 5 right here. Let's do attribute level descending. Oh, you can only do attribute level ascending. So when we come all the way down to the bottom and we look at ones that I haven't added anything to, like this one is, let's see, green, blue, purple says 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a +8 all on its own. With no bonuses for me, which is fucking awesome. Um, each crit hit by non-melee weapons grants +5% crit damage up to 45%. The effect is removed upon the next reload. So that's a great bonus. Each instance of crit damage, elemental damage plus. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for this. Damage against normal, mag capacity, damage against great ones. So those are all um, pretty decent, right? There's nothing that's really a total loss in there. So that's a really, honestly, pretty good mod. I could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could get 3 gold tier if this green one stayed, and the other 3 could go to gold tier on here. The green's just the mag capacity, so honestly, that'd be really, really good. This one's also a +8, elemental damage above. So this one gives you the lower your HP, the higher your weapon damage, which isn't really good with its core effect. So honestly, getting these elemental havocs with lunar is pretty bad. But because this has such a high tier, because this is an 8, this could actually be used to try and get a different one with lunar. Right? So you could feed this into the mod thing. This one has 8, so we've got 8, 8, 8. And here we get our first 7. And then we've got 7. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, this is 7. There's one blue in there. Or is that 2 blues? No, 1 blue. Okay. So 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. There's a 6. So, yeah, I don't really know where I should make the cutoff for how many they have. But I think probably 6, because that's a purple and 3 greens. Or 3 blues and a... The fuck? Pelican just fell out of the sky right next to me. Good times. Good times. This game is weird sometimes, man. Yeah, there's some really interesting potential there. Or working with the mods. Let's heal up some body armor here. That's interesting. Somebody's saying in the chat that you have to be the one to get the killing blow on a lunar spawn for it to count towards the little event thing that's going on, which is crazy because they made them difficult enough that you should have to have help in order to complete them. I'm illiterate when it comes to mods, so I just look for damage to great ones, max HP, mag capacity, and then if I'm running burn, frost, power surge, unstable bomber, then I look for elemental damage. I mean, that's not illiterate at all. Exactly what you should do. Hmm. I mean, I don't really know the percentages of each one either. I just assume that the balance is good, and then I go off of how many total tiers the mod has. Because if it's got, 4 decent mods that I can use, and its tier is, 10 or something like that, then, I feel good to go. Hey, what up, Drat? I've been waiting for you. I think it's that time. Let's go see what Drat's surprise is. I've been waiting. That's a big old something over there. So this is the one we made yesterday just to kind of figure it out. It's been changed. Ooh, oh my goodness gracious. All right. So we made another one, which is clear, which is cool. That goes and like connects to that one, and then you go up one side and down the other. What is this? What are we working on over here? Let's heal and get rid of this red crap on the side of our screen. It kept going over the cliff. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. Oop, I got myself seesawed. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. And we already failed. Okay, I need to actually heal up this thing before I do this. I like the clearness of this. I wish that things kept up better. Um, I wish that I could see better what other people's vehicles were doing instead of just tumbling all crazy. Because that'd be super fun. Rin, 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 rin. Rin, 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 rin. Sort of. Sort of. No. No, I'm so bad at this. Come on. Nope. Why do I keep getting totally stopped on this? What's going on here? Well, that's not fun. I just keep crashing hard on this. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Nope. Hmm. Hmm. Hi, truck. Oh, well. Oh, well. Rain, 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 rain. Oh my gosh. I just keep clipping like super weird shit as I go over here. Almost made it. Come on. Okay, that was cool. It's like teleported halfway around. I understand that they want to add physical texture to these pieces, but honestly, I wish they wouldn't. It would be so much better if they were just all smooth and the texture was just visual. A, it would make them way less resource heavy because, you don't have to have collision meshes that are lots of triangles. You could have extremely, extremely basic collision meshes, right? Because these are really, really basic, like rectangular shapes that have very, very basic curvatures. So there's really just no reason for your vehicle to be interacting with the texture of this stuff. You are really, really sucking up resources for something that is actively impeding enjoyment of the game. Like if this was adding something to it, if the texture was making it more fun to drive the vehicles and to do stuff with the vehicles, then that would be fantastic. Um, but at this point, you're just sort of making it where most of the building pieces, you just can't drive vehicles on them at all because they're so jacked up with their textures. This is really cool. I really like having both of the tubes next to each other like that, but I mean, it's almost unrideable. I'll have to work on trying to get better at it. I'm obviously missing the angle there. But I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom real quick. Found a flow on my last successful run. Yeah, I mean, that'll. Oops, sorry. It started banging some things there on accident. But that's always been the thing, is just finding the right line. But it really shouldn't be that way. Pretty much every time they've quote unquote improved the vehicles or the structures, I kind of feel like they've made them worse. I had zero problems with the building system in this game day one. Everything felt pretty intuitive. Um, and I did a ton of stuff in Eternal Land It was insanely fun. And they've just kind of slowly chipped away at it and made it less and less enjoyable. And I don't get it. I don't know where their heads are at. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish or what direction they're trying to push this in. But hopefully they're not trying to get to where we're at, because where we're at right now sucks. So hopefully they keep making some changes, and in the future we get to wherever they're trying to go, and it isn't garbage. Right now it feels pretty garbage. Let's go sell. Let's see. I can make these last two chipsets, and then I'll have enough. Oh, I only need one chipset to have enough. Nice. But we'll make these, and then we'll have enough to go ahead and sell the last of our chipsets at the last two cities for the week, which will be nice. Oh, I should actually check. I think the bounce bullets actually require electronics. I probably should be being careful about that. Let's go in here. Let's go to here. Get ammunitions. Then let's go check it over here. Tungsten SRAP, unstable bomber. Yeah, bounce bullseye, shrapnel. So I am using up my electronic parts. Which I do need for bounce, which is unfortunate. But, oh well. It'll be fine. Alright, let's go get the rest of our up here. Yeah, enjoy your grind. Don't work too hard. They're not going to pay you any extra if you get extra work done, so fuck them. I'm not joking, dude. Dead serious about that. Alright. The last of these chipsets. And we've got all of our energy links. Hey, that guy's name is Satan. How clever. You're just so clever, dude. Let me tell you. I'm not going to need controllers. See, I got 6,000. I can get Nissa's loot crates. Fuel, get some acid. I could get Stardust Source. Get 1,000 Stardust Source with my 6,000. Let's get some of these. These are all weapon mods. You got a bounce one in here. Super bullet. Bounce crit rate plus 10%. Bounce crit damage plus 25%. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Are these guaranteed to have purples? Oh, they're not. Oh, that's awful. I only get one? I wonder if that's one a week or for this scenario. Holy cow, that is booty cheeks. Ow. That's ass. All right then. Well, thank you, Nissa. I was needing to feel like somebody was taking advantage of me. Let's see, I can buy two more of these, so let's go ahead and do that. Not that I actually probably need them, but whatever. Um, here we go. 10. So this is 200, and I can get 20 of these that have guaranteed epic attributes. Honored armor mod parts. This is what I probably need to start spending these on. I guess I've still got plenty of legendary. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and get. I don't think one of those was what I thought it was. Maybe it was? Yeah, okay, maybe it was. Gotta go through and click all these formulas. I think I've already gotten all my asterism for this week. Yeah, just make sure that I learn any formulas I haven't already learned. So I need to go through and clear these mods. I've got way too many blue mods and stuff like that. So I just need to clear the anything below gold. Let's filter. Let's do everything. No. Oh, this is highest attribute level. I get it now. There we go. Let's just get all of these. I'm basically never going to need any of these. We'll get a bunch of extra parts. There's a lot of random bullshit to do, but that's fine. A lot of what we're going to be looking at with these mods is the mods themselves don't necessarily have to be great. As far as like the stats and stuff they provide, because you can always add mods to, like, what are all these? These have nothing. This is trash. Oh my god, this is such trash. You can always add mods to the mod converter, though. We're probably going to go ahead and disassemble any of these that don't have at least 6 uh, attribute levels in them. And what I mean by that is at least 6 bonus from gray. So this one has a purple, so that purple goes from gray to green to blue to purple. So that's 3, right? Because they all default to gray. So right now we're at +3s. We had a lot of +3s, but none of these really have any value for us. We don't want to convert these. We don't want to do any of that stuff with these because they just don't have bonuses that we need. Why is this one equipped? Okay, we'll have to go back and take that off of whatever the hell it's on. Why is this one equipped? Okay. This is what ends up happening. We're still at 3. All of these are only 3s. And none of this is useful. I don't even know how you get... Now we're into 4. Um, even the 4s aren't really that effective. So we're going to throw out the 4s. We're going to get up to 6. And that's going to cut down the overall number of mods we have by a huge amount, which is going to seem not good. Right, why did I have those locked? Do I have any of these locked? It's going to seem bad. What the hell did I just get hit by? Jackass. Yeah, so that's going to seem bad. To not have a lot of mods. But it means we're getting rid of a lot of garbage that just doesn't have any value to us. These 4s are just way too weak. And they maybe had some value to us in the past. We were just getting started. They don't have any value to us anymore. We're way too far into this game using mods like this. A big part of why my mods are in such a terrible position is I do bounce around builds a lot. I haven't played really the same build ever. I guess I've played the Black Panther twice because I like the Black Panther in my PvP scenarios. But I think that's the only weapon I've played twice so far. And so I'm constantly tiering up new mods for different builds, for different weapons, because the core effect isn't the only thing that matters, right? It's also, the fire rate of a weapon, the range of a weapon. There are lots of different things to consider when you look at what core effect for what mod that you want. And so even though you might have a really great elemental mod, if it's not a really great elemental mod that also has the base effect that you want, then it's not really doing you any good. So you kind of have to move over to a new one. And so pretty much every weapon you play is going to have different desired mod setup. These are still fours. Okay, we just hit fives. This is a five. These are fours. Nope, this is four. Oh, yeah, no, that's four. I thought that was a blue. Never mind. Goodness gracious, we have. Well, no wonder I never have any mod parts. Look at all these that I'm getting now. I've gotten a couple of thousand. I could do tons of new mods geared up this way. And that's what we're going to start looking for. We're going to start looking for mods that we can tier up, even if they're not necessarily for the build that we're currently playing. If we can find something that synergizes well, each of the mod core effects has its place, right? Just like each of the weapons has its place. And so, at the very least, keeping mods that have the effects that we want is going to be a good idea. So I'm going to stop at 6. This is 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 5. They're equipped to things. This one isn't. What is this equipped to? 4, 5. 5. We'll just check the last one in each row. That's 5. Kill it. That's 5. Kill everything behind it. That's 5. Kill everything behind it. That's 5. Kill everything behind it. This does go in order top to bottom, left to right. So goodness. I'm really excited to see how many mods I end up with. This one is 5, and I even added a bonus to it, which is really depressing. It's great that this has the while in the fortress warfare. I mean, this is a good mod, right? It's got 2 while in the fortress warfares plus damage against normal and elite enemies. This is pretty useful, but we're going to go ahead and get rid of it because it just doesn't have what I'm looking for. That's equipped, okay. So we've got 5 here, 5 there, 3, 4, 5 there. Okay, 5 there, there. We're going to be down so many mods now. I'm actually pretty excited to see how clean everything is and how few mods we have after we get through all this. 6 or 5 seems like a really, really common number. It seems like in these ones where you get guaranteed purples, you get a lot of guaranteed purple 2 greens or guaranteed purple and a blue. That seems like extremely common, which is what makes me think those are what I should be getting rid of. Right? If it's common to get, then it's not quite good enough if you're trying to make a really good end game build. Oh, so we got 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Did we have 6 here? We do have 6 here. 3, 4, 5. So that's the first 6 right there. And now we've got 6. Let's disassemble all those, and then let's just take a look at how many fewer mods we have now. And look at how minimal that is. That's insane. So now we need to look at 11 with the things that are made, though. Like this one is, but that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is only an 8 with a +5. So this started as a 3, which is atrocious. The fact that I leveled this up at all is just terrible. This one is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one started as a 5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one started as a 5. 4, 7, 8, 9. This one started as a 4. 4, 7, 8, 9. That one started as a 4. 6, 7, 8, 9. That one started as a 4. That one started as a 4. That one started as a 4. Yeah, so these have more bonuses than they have actual levels, which is ridiculous. Then you get up here into this one, right? You've got 8, 9, 10, 11. So that one started as a 6. So in order to totally max a mod out, it takes 16. So you have to have a base 11. I'm short 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I don't even know if you can get a base 11, but that's what you would have to be able to get all purple or all golds on a mod. So let's go look at my mods now and see how much. Yeah, look at all these life force mods that I had before that I've gotten rid of now. This one is 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so both of these were originally 4s. Yeah, this is so much cleaner, so much easier to deal with. And I mean, it's going to mean that my build options are slightly limited because I've gotten rid of a ton of stuff. And there's a ton of stuff that's not good enough in here still that I need to get rid of. But now our mod conversions can be so much stronger. This is another thing that's going to be important about no-end servers. Because in order to do mod conversions, you have to have, during this scenario, found 3 of these mods in the legendary. So once you start doing your no-end server, your mods are going to be a part of your cross-character progression. So you'll be able to go get mods with different characters and then use your main character to do the conversions with them because you'll have a lot of stuff unlocked. Now, there will be some things that you won't be able to do the conversions with. If you have... Oh, no, I guess these main mod effects are perfectly fine. The only thing that'll be different will be the suffixes, but you'll still be able to access the suffixes because that's based on how many of the suffixes you have. So, yeah, you should even be able to go into special scenarios and get the mods for that special scenario, send them back to your main, and then start converting. So I think it's going to be extremely important to have a character that is in a no-end server sort of permanently. And it's just going to be where you go to do a lot of this stuff. it needs to be in a visional scenario. Actually, I think I'm going to put a video out today or tomorrow. I'll get something together because it's going to be important to have a character in a no-end visional scenario so that you can have a really strong character to farm specifically that and to use your mods and do stuff. So yeah, I'll look into the rules a little more specifically. I'll see if I can't find some more information. Then I'll see about maybe making a video about how to prep for, that coming no end server stuff. Oh no, we're missing one of the visional cycles. Let's get my stuff done. I was so worried about all my mods and stuff. This is one of the things that I always sort of ignore about um, games, is I have a really bad habit of ignoring um, keeping my inventories clean. And in this game, it's really important because you got a lot of inventories and they can stack up pretty crazy. You don't keep them clean. They get out of hand pretty quick. And that's also, I think, a big part of the reason that I'm not usually extremely prepared, because I don't keep my stuff organized, so I don't know what I have. And then when I want to look through and see what I might be able to use, it becomes overwhelming because there's too much of it, and so I just don't do it. And then I'm running around with, suboptimum garbage when I have really good shit just sitting in my inventory because I didn't take the time that I needed to go through and... Ooh, I put myself in a bad position. Row raggy. Goodness. Okay. We're bringing it back. Where's the little angry mushroom? Did I accidentally kill the angry mushroom? I don't see another blue... gatherable here. Strange. That submachine gun goes hard. Oh, I've got so many lunar whispers. Let's go ahead and get this 75. Not really a great thing to be getting, but you can still get some of the good lunar stuff from those, I think. Boom shakalaka. $75 too. I just have so many of these lunar whispers that I'm not terribly concerned. Another pyro dino. Please and thank you. A long time ago, they mentioned that they might try and give us a way to use deviations to upgrade deviations, and I haven't seen anything about that come out. I obviously wasn't really plugged in for a while. Oh, there's two of them. Oh, my life sucks. Is it going to be next month? But, I mean, they've been saying that they were going to do that since, like, the beginning of the game. Yeah, we're not going to be able to fix that, but I would love to be able to. That's one of those things that would just be so valuable. Especially as we approach this cross-character progression. Uh, that's another one of those things that's going to be good for, going out farming stuff on some of your alts and then bringing back to your main, do your progression stuff. So, I mean, that'd be great. I would love it if they would do that in the next 4 or 5 months. And I mean, I'm even fine with waiting. I've had to get rid of a lot of my deviations because there's only so much space in Eternal Land and stuff. And I'd like to maybe not have to do that anymore. Pick up every deviation, use it to do whatever. We got them. I just keep the 4-4 and up. Everything else I sell for sand. Wow, you're ruthless. I keep way more than that. I think, well, not way more. I think I keep everything that's at least 4-4, or, sorry, at least 4-3, 3-4. Hey, got myself a buck. What's up? Trade a lunar buck. Lunar Oracle 1, Acid Meat 1, Docile 2. Not the best lunar that I've gotten, but good enough, I suppose. Let's see if I can quickly go and find another one of these chests. Only got 20 more minutes in game. Does the chest respawn for me? It doesn't look like it has, so. Unfortunately, probably no more chests for me. Womp womp. Sad day. Hey, that was fun though. Had a good time. I'm starting to enjoy this Lunar Oracle stuff more and more as my build gets better and better and I start doing better and better. It's starting to get more fun for me. Let's see. Probably going to be getting rid of this one. Definitely keeping that bug. I think I just need a rabbit now. And then I have all the lunars. Because I got fox, goat, deer. I think if I get lunar rabbit, we're good to go. So good. So good. I got you. I eat wood. Knew that I would. No meat. Big feet. I eat wood. Y'all remember Miss Doubtfire? Somebody's looking for a level 5 gel or wolf. A 5-1 gel that I got from Homie. Ooh, I got a 4-4 lunar by the wind. That's nice. So much fun to go looking through my inventory nowadays. Why does that cat keep sleeping way up there? I'm so confused. Alright. Scroll down here. I just picked up a mod. That's a really low. Let's see, that's 0.8 and that's 1.3, so that's 2.1, so we're not keeping that. Getting rid of all these freaking things that I don't need. We're gonna have to do this stuff way more than once a scenario. Lunacy suppressant. Alright. Not gonna use controllers. Just get some armor mods. Okay. I need better wolves. Actually think I have pretty good crocodiles. But I definitely need better wolves. Definitely need foxes and rabbits and deers. I need to make more tranks. There's 82 more tranks. Fantastic. need so many tranks. I don't think I've been drinking enough water lately. I'm feeling a little dried out. Only been having like a bottle and a half of water every day. Probably need to get on that. It's just so hard sometimes because, like, sometimes you just don't feel thirsty. Or you kind of get used to it. Or you're just on that cusp of hydrated and not hydrated, so you're not really thinking about it. And all of a sudden it hits you, and you're like, fuck me. Alright, let's get these darts. Let's put the darts on 5, because I keep putting the darts on 4. 4 is the one that's really easy for me to hit. So that's where I put everything that I'm trying to use all the time. But I keep forgetting to put my activators on. It's kind of fucking with my chi. I think I'm good probably on the goats. I'm not gonna try and get tier 3 of the wolves and stuff. I think that's just crazy. Maybe I'll breed. Sorry, maybe I'll breed some S tiers and just try and get lucky getting the tier 3 stuff that way. So we'll do that like in Eternal Land. And just hope for like a random tier 3 wool or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the best path to go about. I mean, I can get so many features by capturing them, but I don't know what the rate is to get the higher tier traits. Because I don't really see a lot of the higher tier traits out here. I feel like I'm constantly just getting low tier traits. Alright. Should have some wolfies right here. Oops. Okay. That one just stood there and let me capture it. That was very nice of you. Do we have a third wolfie? Normally you come in sets of 3 here. It's a goat. Okay, well, guess we're just getting 2 this time. Grade C with thick hides. Not something we want. Grade A with ferocity jungle seed 2. Hey, that's kind of what we're looking for there. That's real nice. I love it when a plan comes together. Love, love, love it. Let's go see if we can't find some more wolves along the road over here. I know there are more sets of wolves out in this area where I'm normally at, but I don't remember exactly where they are because I don't really pay that close of attention. Is that a meta? No. No. That is definitely just a flower. I thought it was another person. You don't typically run into people out in the middle of nowhere in this game. Uh, Even driving around on the roads, most people are just teleporting around and stuff, so, and going to objectives and stuff like that. You don't tend to see a ton of people just out and about. So it's always kind of exciting when you do, you know? Kind of brings you back into it, makes you remember that this is an online game. You're not just playing a solo game. I like that. They've done a little bit of work trying to draw people out into the world. You have the little mist dungeon things that are in the open world that you can do a couple of times a day. And you've got the PvP event with the truck that drives around. With the sproutlets, and you've got some little stuff like that where they try and draw people out into the world. You've got gathering resources and stuff like that. But honestly, resources are so easy to come by, and you need so few of them, except, the disassembly resources you get in towns, which you seem to need a lot more of, at least by a percentage. Um, you just don't run into people just out here living life. I have so much gold ore. I have no use for it. Probably go set it up in my vending machine and sell it, but whatever. Hey, there's a pack of wolves. Whoops. And we got him. Nice. Pretty sure that's the one I'm keeping already. This is a grade sea wolf with docile. Grade sea wolf with acidic meat. Grade sea wolf with ferocity. None of those are useful at all. What are you doing to me, game? What are you doing to me? I need more better wolves. Needs them. You know what? There are actually quite a few wolves up this way. Oop, broke my legs. If I'm not mistaken, this is also where I came to get my first sets of aloe vera. And I believe I remember seeing quite a few wolves out up here. I have never seen people build up here before. That's wild. I wonder what made them decide to come over here to build. Maybe just the solitude, because there's not usually people up here. Actually, a pretty cool base. Let's go check it out. Go see what we've made here. Who does this belong to? Okay, we got Carafe. Okay. Looks like we're trying to get a breeding operation going here, but we don't have mating pairs. It looks like we just have single individuals so far. Maybe that'll change in the future. I think this is a jump pad. Wing. Get up on my roof here. Okay, they've got their little asteroid restrainer. Their power in here. Couple of turrets. These are placed in weird places. Not really sure what's going on with that, but cool, cool. An empty vending machine. Some eels for power. Gathering. Ooh, lots of refrigerators. Goodness gracious. Little bitty garden over there that he doesn't seem to really be taking care of. Nice little crafting station. Pretty well organized in here. Indoor garage. With the fuel refinery, that's pretty clever putting that right there with the garage. And then just some decorative stuff. And a bedroom. So I could never do this. This person has built a completely separate room for their bed. Um, but I could never put myself in a position where, or like this wish machine is so far out of the way. I could never do that. I want it all to be right in one little area. If every time I wanted to go use my bed, I had to go running through my whole base and go back up here to get to my bed, I would never use it. It would just sit here. And that's why I don't build like aesthetic buildings, is because you end up in this position where to make things look nice, to make things look like a legit house, some of your stuff is just in inconvenient places. I could never deal with that. It would drive me up a wall. Okay, I know there's wolves back here. What's going on? There we go. I was driving too fast or something. Didn't see him. More than one? No, there's just one wolf, huh? That seems unlikely. Seems very, very unlikely. Oh, wolfies. Where are you? Got all these goats just walking around, not a care in the world. Nice. Got a morphic grade, more stellar planula, and a wish box. I definitely thought there used to be more wolves out here. I know they changed all the spawns and stuff, but those are goats, not wolves. Sometimes the female goats look a little bit like wolves to me. And I don't really like it. Hey, there's a pack of wolves. Fuck off, you. Capture the wolf. And capture the wolf. We got a bunch of wolves. Grade A, I think, is the one we're keeping, for sure. True Grit 1. Don't care. Ooh, we got a grade S. With no good stats. Maybe we'll keep it anyway, just in case. Another grade A. Stormchild Ferocity Dieting. Don't care about you. And a grade C with Meaty. We're just going to keep that grade S as part of our randomized breeding stock. What we're going to end up doing, like I said earlier, is we're just going to breed some grade S's together, get some other grade S's so that we have some 4 stats, and just hopefully roll some good things. Let's see. Right, I was up near the edge. Now we're back, heading away a little bit. Choom, 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 choom. Met you on somebody's island. Thought you had known me before. Bought you a crate of papaya. Waited all night by your door. You probably wouldn't remember. Probably couldn't forget. Jungle love in the surf, in the pouring rain. Everything's better when wet. Ba-da-da-dum. Jungle love, it's driving me mad. It's making me crazy. Get away the goats. Goat. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Rob. This person knows how to base right here. No frills, no fluff. Just a plank of wood and some benches. Now let's go over here and do this little mist thing. I haven't done one of these in a few days. Do have good rewards. They are worth doing. I think you could do 3 of them a day or something like that and get rewards. And it is certainly worth doing them if you pass by them. If you're out and about in the open area. You know. That was actually pretty fun to do with the SMG. And then exit dungeon. Booyah. We got a blinky light. Morphic crate. Choo, choo, choo. Oh, thought I was gonna get a little more height out of that. Where even am I anymore? I wonder if they fixed this. Nope. Still can't make it go to sleep. Pop. More wolfies. That's interesting. I got some tranquilizers back. That was unexpected. All right. Docile goes away. It's just the grade S I was going to keep. This is a grade A that I don't want to keep. Got a lot of grade A's in there. That's the grade A that I do want to keep. And this is a grade A that I don't want to keep. We are having a really hard time finding wolves that I want with good bonuses to their health traits. I am not happy, Bob. Not happy. Hey, lots of gold out here, though. That's nice. Again, not that I'm actually going to use it for anything, but hey, at least we have it. Wolves. Please. Please capture the wolf. All right. What do we got? Vigor that we don't need. We got a new grade S. That's the one I was already keeping. It's a female. This one's also a female, so probably won't also keep it. And that's the grade A we're keeping, and this grade C is not useful. Okay. We are having a really hard time. Come on. Whoops. I kind of forgot there for a second that running your motorcycle into things breaks them. So I just sort of let that happen. Ah, well, what are you going to do, right? Fox. Imanor 13. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the follow over on Twitch. Really appreciate it. How is your once human going? Get a little ass over here, Fox. Thank you. No, it's a shitty fox. Going pretty good. Going pretty good. We got a lunar deer earlier today while we were doing some lunar whisper farming. And we've gotten a couple of good animals today, but we're having a little trouble trying to get the good animals. But that's all right. We've been playing this game since it first came out. This is actually what I started the channel on. Started the channel playing this game. So it's been, actually, I think today is 8 months that I've been streaming for. Almost every day. Well, poop. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Those are goats, not wolves. Oop, there's some wolves. Come here, you mangy mutts. I just want to be your friends. I've played a little under 1,000 hours. I played really hard when the game first came out for the first 3 or so months. And then I took about a 4-month break and played some other games because there just wasn't enough new stuff to do. And now we're back. I think we just recently hit the 1,000-hour mark, or we're really close to the 1,000-hour mark in the game. but almost all of that is from the first couple of months. I usually stream for about 200 hours a month. At least I did before the last month or so. And so all of that time was spent in the first couple of months on this game. That's the one I was already planning on keeping. Frugate, Stone Shell, quality meat. Um, this one has a tier 2, so we'll keep that one instead. Quality meat, ferocity, jungle seed. That's the one we were already planning on keeping. Don't need that one. And don't need this one. Bummer. But yeah, I came back because I had been playing Ark, and as you may have seen in the news and stuff lately, Ark has been a shit show, and I just couldn't deal with it anymore. And this game is going to have cross character progression soon, and so I decided it was time to make my triumphant return and play some more. It's about to be lunar time, so let's actually get back to base. Are you excited for the upcoming update with the cross character progression? Do you have like a plan, a strat, some way you're going to use to try and optimize some of that stuff? Or sleepy sleepy, my health back up, and we'll get teleported over to Blackfell. I'm on 131 right now. NA 131 for Manibus. Had to come back and do the Manibus with the Lunar Oracle. Been quite a bit of fun. It's not a ton of new content, so it's not crazy. But it's still a good. I really like the Lunar Oracle. I think they did a good job with that. You're on 131 as well? No kidding. That's cool. What's your character name? Maybe I'll see you around doing some lunar stuff. I do have a Discord. I actually have a Discord server. It's linked in my channels, both my Twitch and my YouTube. So you are welcome to come hit me up. Can I please get some bounces? Oh my goodness. Why don't you have emotes? You have great followers. You're playing very professionally. I have an emote. We have the Aloha Raptor emote. Um, it's just something that I've been slowly and steadily working on. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's a process. Something I'm trying to do on my own instead of paying for it. And an artist, I am not. So, takes time. Ooh, we're getting 220s here. Nice. Get them mods. I think I just stepped on that dude's head. But for some reason, when I did that, he didn't die. Pew pew, pew pew. No. I'm good. Minor. It's something that my brother is helping me with, my older brother. And we're honestly having quite a bit of fun just trying to do this stuff on our own. It means that my channel doesn't look nearly as professional as maybe some of the others, but I'm also just not as professional. So, he's fine. Oh my goodness. That lunar spawn is kicking my ass. Por qué, lunar spawn? Por qué? Why must you do this to me? This is awful. I'm just gonna have to run away. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Alright, we're running away this time. We're very far away. No more dying. Okay, enough dying. Go this way so maybe we don't get our butts kicked again. Ooh. was strange. Oh no. Another one of those dudes. Please. Leave me alone. I don't have the ability to kill them all by myself. I honestly expected there to be more people out here. This is World 1. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Die, booger face. You're a booger face. So you're dead. Mr. Boogerface. Got you in the head. Oh yeah. Ooh, a third level 120. Okay. Okay. Please stop stopping me from opening my nice big chest. Get out of there. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Alright, that's probably all I'm gonna get out of that one. Because there are way too many of those lunar spawns. They are beating my ass. I have a male here. I have a full deviation backpack. That seems incorrect. Okay, please start bouncing. What is going on here? Why no bounces? Is this enemy immune to bounces? Holy criminy. That's awful. That was absolutely the opposite of a good time. Okay. Well, I think we've gotten quite a bit of what I was trying to get accomplished today. Um, we're making pretty good progress on getting all the different types of creatures I want and all that stuff so that we can really start to raise some creatures and get some good stuff going on there. So we're probably going to go ahead and call it for today. I know it was only about a 3 hour stream. That's probably just going to be the way things are until the no end servers come in about a week, because then we're going to be able to play a couple of servers at once, and that'll really stretch out our streams. So hopefully we'll be hitting that 6 to 8 hour mark when that happens. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming out and hanging out today. We will be back at the regular time again tomorrow. So I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you all on the next one.